But anyways, both teams are ready to go, so I believe we can roll into this whenever they are ready.
Get the rosters from each team. Get the rosters from each team as we're going along. We have Anarchy in the top lane for YasuHo. We have Keen Gun in the jungle. Homax Jack as the mid laner. Also Panda as the AD carry and Punker Legend as the support. On the side of Endgame, though, we have S2 Slamable, as their top laner. Pharaoh Hoga as their jungler. Joe as their mid laner. Skirb as their AD carry, and Farmer as the support.
I'm actually not 100% sure how accurate those positions are.
Hopefully they're pretty accurate. They should be in draft order.
Anyways, you're right. We get that Diana ban, which we did not see from this game earlier.
Diana, Helios, YasuHo, and Mordekaiser.
So two of those picks, the Diana and the Aphelios, were both those priority picks that did make it through onto the side of Midnight in the first game, but did not seem to work out quite for them, despite acquiring.
They did get them, and they did not work out too well as far as team comp went. But YasuHo and the Mordekaiser are not on the table either, and neither is the Senna, who has been a pretty high prio pick in solo queue at least. All of the healing and the shielding that she provides, and Olaf taken off the board as well, was a huge contender in the last game.
And Cena ADC is such a strong pick too, either position, honestly.
Senna can be flexed pretty much anywhere that's not the jungle right now. Let's see what is first up. Warwick is the first pick of the match.
Probably going to be in the jungle, you would assume.
He can also be flexed into top lane, but I don't believe we'll be seeing top lane today.
No top wick today. Sejuani is a champion that you don't see as much as recently, which is still a very strong pick.
Not so much in solo queue, but she seems to be doing really well when it comes to coordinated play.
I mean, anytime she can land that ultimate on a clutch target in a team fight, it's going to be good news.
Oh yeah. Along with the Caitlyn, which means there's just going to be some guaranteed CC coming in from that side of the map, on the side of endgame. Ornn, so their late game is all but guaranteed if they can make it there. If they need to make it there anyway. Which means that is definitely going to be a
jungle wick, yeah. No top wick. Dream is dead.
It'll be okay.
Another Leona coming out.
That's a huge front line on the side of YasuHo.
There's that Pyke locked in. And this may be Pyke mid, because I do know that. Wait, no, I was getting confused with a different person. I'm sorry.
Although Pyke mid, Pyke top are things that are seen, they're not seen very often, and I don't think that would be a very good year.
Yeah, the Pyke on side of endgame they might have been picking it away from Punker Legend, because I know Punker Legend likes to play Pyke mid a lot. That's something he likes to whip out, so could be taking that away from them.
Draven Garen as the first bans of the second phase. Draven's extremely strong early, can actually do really well into Caitlyn. And Garen, who is just a top lane juggernaut, tight, so well. Very few champions can actually deal with him early game, and then his mid to late game is absurdly strong.
Say they do not want to deal with the Fizz. So YasuHo still needs to pick their AD and their mid laner. So they definitely did see those target bans coming out from endgame with the Draven and the Fizz. The last ban will be on the side of YasuHo. Will be Orianna.
Oh. And they still have their mid laner. Endgame still has to pick their mid lane and their top laner.
It's pretty basically calculated bans, both sides. Trying to take away some options from either team. So Jax is locked in.
It's going to be really interesting to see the Jax versus Ornn matchup.
Yeah, Jax versus Ornn for sure. And see, there is a lot of melee. As I say that, Ashe and Katarina are both brought up. But a lot of melee champions were on the side of YasuHo, which would be strong for a Jax pick, especially as the game gets later. But
Katarina is a very interesting pick into this team comp too, seeing as how with the amount of CC that they do have between Caitlyn, Sejuani, Pyke, and Jax. So it's going to be really interesting how Katarina can weave in and out of these fights to pop, hopefully Caitlyn, because it's not going to be very easy for her to pop Jax or Pyke. She definitely is not going to be able to pop Sejuani.
And they did need some AP damage, so it's probably good that they went ahead and got an AP mid laner here. I'll say locked in Ahri.
But Katarina does have a lot of setup coming in from the Ornn, Ashe, and Leona. So like the rest of her team has a lot of setup for Katarina. So making it to mid game is going to be very huge for Katarina.
As you were saying earlier about the Ornn and reaching late game being good for on the side of YasuHo, Jax is very strong against AD champions, and Yasuo's team comp is very AD oriented aside from Katarina. So Jax, if Farmer wants to put on a good performance on this Jax, it could be very troublesome as the game gets later on.
That's true. Jax is just also one of those really late game mid to late game champions who is absurdly difficult to kill, even with the removal of Spear of Shojin.
Oh my gosh, Shojin Jax was just ridiculous.
Shojin Jax was every 3 auto attacks he was getting off another counter strike, and you just couldn't auto the guy.
That was ridiculous.
But now it's like he actually feels like he has counterplay once again. But my question to you is how you think that this bot lane is going to go between the Ashe Leona against Kate Pyke.
Caitlyn Pyke is a very annoying lane to play against, but they do have to be careful because if they could get all in by anytime Leona can look for an all in with an AD that's not completely passive, good things could happen from that. So I feel like it could just depend on how they play it out. Either side could win this bot lane.
Now, on top of that, we know that Warwick's clear speed is a little faster than Sejuani's, even though they have pretty medium tier, I would say, clear speeds. And I wonder where the first ganks are going to go.
That's a very interesting question, actually, because you have Ahri in the mid lane. With her charm, it can make it difficult to gank her, especially when she gets post 6. It can be very difficult to gank an Ahri. But Katarina, I feel like if I was to Sejuani, I'd be trying to look at this Katarina because you get the CC from the charm. If you can land a charm into the CC from Sejuani, you can secure a kill for sure.
I feel like in all of these lanes, Sejuani can just pick up some kind of. Can do really well in any of these lanes.
Yeah, you're right. Top lane Jax is an easy champion to gank as well. The counter strike sets up really easy stuns and chain CCs.
And then bot lane, you've got Pyke and Caitlyn with traps and Pyke's Q and stun.
Oh yeah.
So it's just all over there. Like
it'll definitely be harder for Warwick to gank lanes than it will be for the Sejuani.
Because what do we have on CC on the side of YasuHo? We have Ornn's ultimate, which is not going to be online till 6, and then although Ornn can negate the CC, he doesn't have too much of an issue disengaging if he has his abilities up.
The one lane, because you can always gank Leona. Pyke has his dash, and CC and Caitlyn's got her net. But if you get the chain CC down, especially once Warwick hits 6, they got enough CC to easily take someone out if Leona lands an ultimate or an E. So
yeah, both these team comps are very, very, very potent. Can become pick comps if you really wanted them to.
Yeah, especially as Warwick starts hitting around level 6 and getting that ultimate, and Leona's getting hurt. Definitely see them trying to make some plays down that bot lane.
Although one advantage I do see that's like very clear on the side of endgame is the wave clear. Because Caitlyn and Ahri have a lot of wave clear between the two of them, and Yasuo on the team of YasuHo, they don't really have any wave clear besides Ashe, whose wave clear is not amazing until Rune ends.
All right, the stream has lapsed. We'll be getting into this one momentarily. Game 2, week 1, day 1. YasuHo versus Endgame. Got the Mighty Jacks repping that Season 2 icon. I always like seeing those.
A lot of cool skins coming out in the 2 between Dark Riders, Sejuani, Battle Academia, Arena, Lunar Eclipse, Leona, Prestige Edition of KDARE, High Ash. Just interesting.
What do you think about Prestige skins? Because I know a lot of people thought they were kind of like, when they first dropped them, thought they were kind of like stupid. But
I like the idea of them, but I just feel like a lot of the Prestige Edition skins are just not the same quality.
I mean, I agree. I like them, but I feel like, I don't know. I have nothing really to complain about them, I guess. I'd say I'm a fan for sure.
A lot of them are just really hit or miss, in my opinion. Some of them, look at Ari's, for example. Like, Ari's had sparked a big controversy back when they first brought it out, and then they redid it, so it looks a little bit better. It looks a lot better.
Yeah.
But I think they did well on the Katarina and Lux ones.
I always find it interesting with these things because when Riot drops a new skin like that, or whatever kind of skin it is, there's always the mains of that champion. Whoever mains that champion, you just have to get the skin. Like, they almost have like a, you can start print money with dropping these skins.
That's what they're here for, because that's like how Riot makes a lot of their money.
All right, here we go.
Let's get this game underway. Let's see if there's any interesting level 1s, because I don't think there's a lot of interesting level 1 plays you can make with these team comps. Because obviously you're gonna have like Leona Q and the Ashe slow, but there's not really a whole lot more in terms of like level 1 CC that you think you can find. You'd have to let me know.
Unless you got like you said, Leona E into an Ashe chain slow, something like that, but not too much. Too much to worry about on either side. Especially if they do some standard rollouts, which we'll see here. It's like Endgame's fanning out. It does look like YasuHo may be looking to get an invade here, but they should be thwarted.
Game is looking at the 5 points, or looking to a 4-point start, I guess. While YasuHo is stacking the tri-bush while with Katarina screening.
I feel like the invade through tri-bush is, especially from blue side, invading to red side through tri-bush is, for the top tri-bush, I mean, is a very underrated invade that most people don't actually guard against. Because you get the traditional rollouts through like the bot side river and stuff, but the invades through like the top tri-bush, I feel like are underutilized and could catch people off guard.
Once again, we're just over a minute if you're just tuning in to Winter League Series Game 2 with Endgame on the red side against YasuHo.
So no surprise here, Warwick will be starting on his red, as well as Sejuani on her blue, pretty standard stuff.
Jack's getting a really nice trade on it.
Unfortunately, Anarchy definitely got chunked down there, that trade.
Both top laners opting for... Well, not both, actually.
Little skirmish going on in the mid lane here. Punker Legend taking Skirb pretty low.
And Farmer also looking at Anarchy. Get pretty low as well.
Some moderate aggression from the lanes early on here in this one. Not afraid to take those early skirmishes. Also, Panda's also got taken pretty low. The Caitlyn Pike lane could prove to be problematic for them if they take too much harass.
Both sides have plenty of harass too, between Caitlyn's Qs and Pike's being able to throw hooks all over the place.
Sejuani is making her way into the top side river here, and she will probably run into Keen Gunman here as Warwick. Although, spot him out. Warwick could be getting caught out here.
Warwick is going to go down here with the flash burned from Farmer's Jax.
Keen Gunman smelled blood in the water, but it was not. It was his blood that was in the water, not S2 Slamules. As Endgame jumps out to an early 2-0 lead. So also Panda was forced to recall, looks like, in the bot lane while that was happening.
Panda died.
Oh, Panda did die. So that'll be one kill going over to Feral Hogs. That's going to make this lane much harder, especially once Feral Hogs can reset and spend that gold. The harass is going to be that much more annoying.
Hogs isn't quite at the BF sword yet, so I believe they will be standing for a little while longer.
And S2 Slamula was the one to pick up that kill topside onto Keen Gunman. It wasn't the Jack, so there is some silver lining there for on the side of YasuHo. But even with that silver lining, Endgame is up a solid 1,500 gold as Sejuani was looking for a gank mid lane. But we'll find nothing there. Although Warwick, King Gunman now looking to make something work back on here, and Skirb gets the flash.
Like much is going to be accomplished aside from blowing Skirb's flash. Sejuani. Slamuel Sejuani is pathing towards the bot side with Gunman picking up the blood trail.
Farmer going on to Anarchy in the top lane. Gonna be close. Oh, turns it back around. Gets the solo kill on the Farmer. I thought for sure Force C and Anarchy was gonna go down on that one, but he flipped it around.
Just to go to show the power of the orange. Probably. Farmer's teleport is burned to get back to catch that double wave.
Yeah, just be glad he's not missing that one. But still, this Jax is not able to get like a solid lead in this game, which is definitely good for the side of YasuHo. Nobody wants to deal with a snowbally Jax. The Ocean Drake is up. First one of the game. Oh, solo kill mid lane. Skirb taking out Punker Legend.
Ignite and everything, and Flash and Ignite saved on the side of Punker. Or Punker's Katarina.
His endgame is turning their heads towards his dragon. This Punker Legend will have to reset.
Ocean Drake, which is 4.5%. 4.5 or is it 2.5?
I do not know. Gunman smelling something fishy's going on. Oh! Almost gets the blind steal.
Almost.
That would have been something, but alas.
That
Close
kill.
only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Mm-hmm.
So endgame here actually pulling out to a pretty significant lead here early on in this one. Almost up 2,000 gold and taking that first dragon.
Hogs' Caitlyn coming out of that with kill on the Warbreak also puts him at a very, very high advantage. Now 1,300 gold over the Ash and just waiting to clear this wave and probably back. Punker's still playing very aggressive against Skirb in the mid lane.
YasuHo trying to clear out some vision around that dragon pit. Scuttle is up. Looks like Keen Gunman will be putting his eye on that.
No contest.
Slamiel's recalling. Oh, diving the turret topside. Oh, just barely bites off more than he can chew.
So close on that.
Falls again to force the anarchy. He's now 2-0 in this topside. Oh, he is down about 20 CS.
Which is made up for through those 2 builds. More than made up for. About a 200 gold lead on the side of.
We're doing Scurb. Scurb is smelling blood in this top side as well.
Scurb has ultimate, so I don't think there's really a way for him to get out of that.
Misses the Q, but it doesn't matter. The damage is there.
There's a that bush which forces Scurb to take an extra half second to recall, while Slamuel picks up that farm lane to catch so that Ari doesn't push the tower, taking plates, which is good. The vision is looking very out there this game. Blue side's a little bit more centered. Blue side vision, aka YasuHo's vision, is set more towards the bot side, but it does spot out the Hunter's Katarina.
Yeah, that roam there could have been catastrophic for endgame if YasuHo had any more HP on their health bars for their bot
less
lane.
vision.
This is also true.
Oh, Leona's ultimate is out, and it does connect to the pipe.
Oh, the Katarina got stunned out of the ult. I don't know if it was a calculated stun or if it was a coincidence, but it worked out in the favor of endgame for sure.
Who ended up killing Chromax's Leona. Which opens up the map a little bit, not really, but for Slamuel to go for this Rift Herald. I don't think Gunman even noticed him on the Rift Herald as he ults up the top lane, which forces Farmer's Flash, and the stun is missed by Gunman.
So Farmer will get away with his life.
He's walking up, and that will be Gunman going down again. This time to the Jax.
Jax does get a kill there, starts getting that gold coming up.
Pyke is roaming around in the top side jungle of YasuHo, but Katarina is also top side, looking to see if she can pick up the Jax. Will she pick up the Jax?
Burns the flash, but looks like
will not.
Oh my goodness! Oh yeah, she did. I got confused there for a second.
Yeah, it was like they flash.
Use the flash.
Katarina.
Katarina, but Katarina did not get that kill, but that was the first kill secured from her roams so far in this game. Here's been bought. Looks like Scurb maybe getting caught out here himself.
Scurb is forced to blow ulti and is not getting close enough to through the backwards.
A little bit of miscalculated aggression there from Scurb, cost him his life. The red team is still eyeing this dragon that's spawning in here in just about 20 seconds. They are down a man.
Chromax's Leona is onto the Pyke currently, who gets out. Does not seem as though there's not enough people here on the side of endgame to contest dragon currently, but it seems like they're trying to regroup for it.
Looks like Scurb has respawned and could make it down to the dragon before anything major would occur. Forcing Anarchy's getting pushed out of lane by this by Farmer. So he's gonna be forced to recall. Both top laners do have teleport for if something breaks out by this dragon here. No TP advantage for either team. Keen Gunman eyeing Slamuel here as he's clearing some vision. Jax is going to capitalize, getting a couple plates for himself on the top side for pushing out Anarchy from lane.
But it looks like a fight is breaking down out near the dragon pit in the bot side. Chromax's Jax lands the E onto Slamuel. Slamuel's Q gets interrupted by Gunman's leap, and Slamuel will be going down. Katarina is going. Hunter's Legends. Katarina is going crazy in this team fight. But the TP is finally coming out from Farmer's Jax. But is it enough to catch up to the Script's Ari, which it is.
flash
the
come
ultimate coming dramatically goes out, and Katarina finishes it up with the triple kill. Getting all 3 kills in the fight, going into the side of YasuHo.
Like, Henry had been roaming all game, trying to make a play happen, and just kept getting thwarted barely. They ended up getting that 1 kill top lane. This was the play that she was really looking for to start snowballing this game.
Off that, I believe Katarina does now have the gold for Gunblade, which will make her an extremely powerful champion in these team fights.
But Katarina is a huge threat now that Endgame really needs to keep an eye out for in these team fights. If they opt for a bad fight, it could end up being an ace.
Scurbs Ari also is 40 CS down to Punker's Katarina, despite having roamed so much. And about the same kind of deficit between Feral Hogs' Caitlyn and Oso Panda's Ashe. About 40 CS going to the side of Hogs.
Yeah, the bot lane for Endgame really has... It's been kind of under the radar, but they really have been dominating this lane. Caitlyn has picked herself up 4 kills.
Fight coming out in the bot lane. Chromax's Jack is engaging and is immediately taken down by in-lane gank from Slampool. The ultimate does land onto the Ashe and is immediately ulted on by the Pike.
And that right there is the power that Sejuani brings to a team comp. That long-range stuns to lockdown members it's a very powerful ability.
Unfortunately, there are no major objectives, so the tower will just be pushed here, even though all 3 members of Endgame are not at that tower to take it. But it looks like they will get it in. While Slamuel Sejuani is looking towards Punker's Katarina,
King Gunman is here.
King Gunman is there, gets a full channel of Katarina's ultimate, and turns into a double kill for Katarina.
That counter gank was very well timed by King Gunman. He was right in the right spot at the perfect time to turn that around. Secure the double kill for the Katarina, who is now 6 kills.
And a 2,000 gold lead on Scurbs Lazari.
Katarina is one of those champions that has no problem snowballing if you give her the chance to. And it looks like that is potentially what's happening here.
Chromax and YasuHo are looking towards the top side. Punker's Katarina, a little...
Oh, they do not get the shutdown.
So close. Really close on the damage there. That I
think Joe thought they had enough damage as he was backing off there.
Yeah, Joe was really looking towards... Ooh. Feral Hogs' Caitlyn is looking like they got caught out, forcing the flash from her. But picking up the kill is Joe onto Gunman's orbit.
Seems like Endgame is really coming out on top of a lot of these aggression plays that are coming out of YasuHo. YasuHo is just barely not finding the right spots. And Endgame is able to punish him for it again.
And they're looking towards the Rift Herald yet again.
Oh, the long range hook. Like secures that kill.
Joe's Pike has really been looking like fishing for these hooks, and when he lands them, he's definitely causing a huge disruption to these teams. And now they're looking towards Punker's Katarina, who doesn't seem to see them at all, or just doesn't care. But goes in and gets stunned at their tower. Stopwatch from Punker, and Hogs taking the shutdown kill on the Katarina.
Yeah, the 6-kill Katarina was got caught a little bit, but thought she might be able to make a play. Thought wrong. So Endgame is really applying a lot of pressure on all of the lanes at this point. They had Scurbs pushing down on the bot lane while all this was going on around Rift Herald. Jackson pushing this top, and Herald's crashing mid.
Herald used just to put damage down on that mid tower, not to really take it, but Dragon is coming up soon.
And Endgame has acquired a 7,000 gold lead from all these objectives and all these kills they've been picking up in these skirmishes. Definitely turn their eyes to this Dragon.
The bot lane of Endgame is really showing through with the 5-0 Caitlyn, who has finished her Infinity Edge, who's looking towards her Crucial Shard, who has actually finished her Rapid Fire Cannon now. And Caitlyn is going to need to be focused in these fights if YasuHo wants to have any chance of winning team fights.
So Endgame did not manage to get very much vision control of the dragon. They got a little bit into the jungle, but if YasuHo can set this up here, get in here, it looks like they're not going to be able to, but they could potentially establish control around the dragon. Looks like Chromax Jax sticking his head out a little far
up. I'm surprised Joe didn't pick up on that and just yoink her.
And while Endgame is ahead, it's important to remember that Punker Legend had a lot of gold in this Katarina and could win a team fight at any.
Ooh, flash forced out from Chromax. From Chromax's Leona.
If Caitlyn's able to pick off Feral Hogs, kill a couple of these carries real quick.
Farmer's Jackson able to put down a little bit of damage on Punker, who was forced to shun Poe out. And that will be Chromax's Jack taken down by Skirb after being landed on the charm. The Ornn ultimate is out, and Katarina almost gets charmed, but narrowly avoids it. Is she going to still have the damage to kill her, though? Absolutely not. Feral Hogs is really putting out damage in every single one of these fights, and YasuHo just cannot seem to find the pick onto her.
It's 4 for 1 fight as I'm looking for more on the 4CN right now. Jax remaining confident, stacking his passive.
Just running down Anarchy. Skirb misses the charm, hits the Q. From Mrs. Jax is coming around. Charm coming back up in 3. But is hit by Leona's ultimate, which is... Skirb is taken down by Ash's arrow from way downtown.
Damage gonna be there? Oh, not quite.
It is not. But does Jax have enough... Jax does not have enough mana to Q onto the Leona. Cost 65 mana, he is just short of that mana.
So while YasuHo did get pretty swept in that team fight, Punker Legend attempted to turn that around by himself on the Katarina play. Just didn't quite have enough damage. And if there's a more even-sided fight that doesn't involve a member of YasuHo getting picked off instantly, then I could still see Punker Legend coming clutch one of these fights and turn this game around.
Just from the way that these fights are going, Punker Legend is a huge factor in every single one of them. But if he's able to find the kill, to find resets off of an Ahri, off of the Caitlyn from Feral Hogs or Skirb, it will be very difficult for Endgame to actually kill her, to kill Punker's Katarina. Once again, we're 20 minutes into this game in the Amateur League Series Game 2 with YasuHo. Chromax is Leona once again getting picked off.
Punker Legend says, "You're not going to do that to my support."
Ready to answer, and he's looking.
1v1 here. Punker Legend says,
Legend takes down the pipe.
He sends Joe back to base with the gray screen.
And Anarchy just ulting onto the Jax, but it doesn't matter because Skirb's Ahri and Samuel Sejuani are there to answer Punker for the shutdown.
Yeah, Endgame really got kind of sloppy there with getting caught into these skirmishy fights with Punker, which is really what they don't want to have happen. But at the end of the day, Punker disrespected the pressure of the Sejuani being MIA and got the kill back. But that's really not what Endgame wants to be trying to do right now. They want to play a much more clean game, clean team-oriented game style.
Because they've been winning their team fights a lot, which is where the Endgame has been playing very well. In keeping off the Leona, keeping Katarina back, not allowing the Ornn ultimate to disrupt their team. Like, that's where Endgame's strong suit has been this game. And the vision control is just really on the side, especially around the Baron pit right now.
Yeah,
both teams have vision of it. In the river and a little bit into each side.
Keen Gunman might be getting caught out here. Sejuani ult barely misses, but Ahri on arm.
Skirb's Ahri lands the charm and it is ready.
Way too much mobility on the Ahri to get away from that. Member is down for YasuHo. Punker Legend smells blood in the mid lane.
He'll really find it. Doesn't look like.
Oh,
Punker.
no avail.
Sanya's the redemption's coming out, but it doesn't look like YasuHo has any other way to get into this fight to cause something. Meanwhile, Farmer's Jax is split pushing very hard in the bot lane, will get that tower, and it's just looking slowly looking worse for Team YasuHo.
Yeah, Endgame got a 1-for-0 trade there and a bot in inner turret there.
Anarchy's looking for an Ornn ultimate. It hits up the Caitlyn, and Leona lands the E onto Ahri, but there is no follow-up damage to it. So it seems like
Gunman is
will just walk into her death, but Gunman is looking to pick up the Caitlyn, which he does. And will he be able to get out?
Probably not.
Stun goes up from Sejuani, and he goes down to Joe's ult.
Jax is potentially going to clean up Feral Hogs as well.
Jax cleans up Panda.
Or Panda, excuse me.
And Anarchy and Punker seem to be looking towards to see if they go for Baron.
Endgame does not have their AD carry right now. Feral Hogs will be respawning in about 3 seconds. It looks like they are not interested in attempting this Baron at this moment. Although Jax is capable of tearing down a Baron pretty fast.
Especially with Caitlyn. And the percent damage coming from Sejuani.
Dragon is spawning in about 3 seconds here. This will be an Earth Drake. Endgame will be looking to secure their 3rd dragon of the game. Prep up for that fatty dragon soul on the next one. Chroma X Jax trying to clear some vision before they arrive. Trying to take the scuttle for themselves.
Alright, let's get on to Chroma X Leona. And is looking for a fight here.
Forcehan is topside with no teleport.
But Punker is hit by the charm. Ash's ultimate goes out. Ahri ultimate burned, and Sejuani ultimate burned, and Pyke picks up a double kill with his ultimate. Can he get the triple with it? He dies before he's able to use it again.
YasuHo went really deep there with Ornn in their top side still. Trying to make a play. Undermanned, and it did not work.
No, and now Endgame picks up the next dragon, although they do not have the soul quite yet. They need one more for that. But the map is open for Endgame to place vision and to push these waves out.
It should even probably start looking for some Baron control. 4 members down, or 3 members down. Although they are respawning. It does look like Endgame will be moving towards that Baron.
Another 12k gold lead game in the side of Endgame. This time rather than Team YasuHo.
There's actually a Knight's Vow that was just finished on S2 Slamuel, which is now on Feral Hogs.
The Knight's Vow on to Feral Hogs coming from Slamuel's Sejuani means that Sejuani will be that much more difficult to kill as long as Hogs is able to, to make not only him and Hogs more difficult to kill because the damage coming from Hogs' Caitlyn will continue to heal Slamuel throughout the fight.
Punker Legend getting caught out in mid lane.
More damage. Punker once again being caught out.
Oh, but
mistimes the ultimate, but is still able to put down a little bit of damage by throwing out a Q ulti.
That is huge for endgame here. They want to take any
Anarchy's ultimate goes out, knocks up the Jax. Jax is getting CC'd for days. Leona ultimate goes out, doesn't even matter. Hobbs is just autoing from the back, just putting out damage. Farmer's looking to get back in this fight. Samuel's ultimate goes out. Ash Arrow from downtown comes in and
oh my goodness,
Farmer's Jax to go down. Hobbs is still putting out damage. No one's able to touch him. Scourge's Ahri comes in, is able to clean up and to peel just enough to cause the ace on the side of endgame.
S2 Slamuel Sejuani, which is taking so much damage in that fight, it just would not go down, and that was the deciding factor, because it looked like for a second that YasuHo was going to be able to turn that fight around, but there was just not enough damage to take out the Sejuani and then finishing off everybody else.
But it was like I said, then once the Knight's Vow, it's going to be extremely difficult to pick off this Sejuani because she's continually being healed by the damage that Haas's Caitlyn is doing. Punker's looking to maybe pick something up here, but it doesn't seem like Punker's gonna all in for this.
Well, Slimel does leave Curve.
It's a 900 gold shutdown onto Punker. Solo.
Yeah, when Slamula left Skirb, it really opened up the opportunity there for Punker to go on. Get that solo kill. So that is 34 seconds onto Skirb. Let's see if YasuHo can do anything up a man.
If YasuHo found an opportunity to turn the game around, it is right here with a very aggressive Baron call.
It really should be, if they could group up and look for a 4v5 here, that would be the play. Looks like trying to push out top and clear some jungle. Maybe try to take some Baron control.
The Ash Hawk shot is shot into endgame's blue side jungle, excuse me, but does not find anybody.
There's a huge wave heading towards the bot lane. Looks like fair. Oh, also Panda is going to take care of that. Need to watch mid lane though. Punker getting caught out.
Farmer is looking with his fight.
Farmer getting caught out.
Farmer gets caught out. Realizes that Punker is not alone.
And it's 45 seconds on this Jax. These death timers are actually getting pretty long at this point. Endgame needs to be careful.
And these deaths will continue to add up, but Joe's Pike is looking for the fight here, but Chromax is Leona goes down first. Leona ultimate goes down Anarchy, and skill shots are flying left and right. Skirv lands another charm, but Hogs is just putting out damage left and right, and nobody's putting damage on the Punker anymore. Finally, Hogs' Caitlyn is focusing Punker's Katarina. What?
Also, Panda is finally arriving at this fight. Also came all the way from bot lane. If Also had been in this fight, that would have been probably a clean sweep on the side of YasuHo.
They still went 2 for 3 in that fight, despite being 4v4.
These team fights are just so long because the front lines from both of these teams are just taking forever to get through.
Between the Ornn and Leona on the side of YasuHo, aside from the Jax, and well, Jax wasn't in that fight, but because of Sejuani on the side of Endgame and how difficult it is to catch Pike and Ahri, and even Caitlyn, it's just really difficult for YasuHo to stick to anybody.
And neither AD carry is building a Last Whisper in this game.
A Last Whisper, although Panda's Ashe does have the Blade of the Roar King. But
this would be the Dragon Soul for Endgame.
They pick up the Dragon Soul, which is a mountain dragon, which means that they have at least 12% bonus armor and magic resist, and are picking up a huge shield for every fight, which would make it even more difficult to cut through the front line and to stick to the champions that are on the side of Endgame.
Endgame is still up an insane amount of gold. They are sitting on about 12,000 gold lead, and it's important. It's something that you keep kind of forgetting is that YasuHo has really been sticking around this game. Endgame
despite being down 13,000, almost 13,000 gold now.
Significant amount of gold this entire match, and they're really just holding in here. A big part of that, I feel, is to the effort of Punker Legend on this Katarina.
Punker's Katarina is a menace to their entire team, and if without Punker Legend's Katarina, it's just these team fights just do not go in YasuHo's favor at all. With what being stolen
and it's the raw front line that YasuHo has. It's very beefy. It's something that's a very important part about their sticking around this game.
Blue buff taken away from YasuHo, going on to Slamuel.
Looks like Endgame may be eyeing this Baron.
They are all spotted on the Hawk shot, coming from Panda. But Gunman is looking for the fight without Anarchy. Put down some damage, nothing too serious yet. Shield broken from the Mountain Drag, that should be back up very soon. There it is. And it doesn't look like either team wants to commit to a fight just yet, despite all of the control that they do have.
Blue team's inhibitor is respawning soon.
Not a lot of vision at all for YasuHo around this Baron, as they do use the far sight trinket to make sure they're not on it.
YasuHo's mid-inhib also returning very shortly, which means that it's going to be a little bit more difficult to push for this Baron without any super minions helping to push into the base to distract.
Well, Endgame is seeming very patient here, not forcing anything. They're really just trying to use their vision control and force YasuHo into misstepping.
Endgame really wants YasuHo to step up into them, but they're just not. They're playing it very safe, very patient, and not stepping up into them.
Very patient play on both sides here.
Yep. Neither team continue to find any picks. Oh, Carmax's Jax's Leona got pulled and now is looking for the fight. Anarchy's ultimate goes out. Leona's ultimate also out. Punker goes down, almost goes down, but is able to Zanya's in time. Damage is coming back from the backline. Punker is going down to Feral Hogs. Anarchy in the backline looking for it. The Gunman's Oracle barely out of range, but it allows Hogs just to stand in the back, just auto for days. No one is able to touch Hogs at all, and the front line is just too much to handle.
The front lines of both of these teams are just so fat. It looked for so long there that YasuHo was going to wipe the floor with Endgame there, but the front line just would not fall.
And once again, no one is able to touch Feral Hogs.
Yeah, Hogs was able to just beat down the front line of YasuHo.
It's looking like the end of the game here, the end of game 2 of the ALS.
Yeah, 3 down for 20 seconds. Their eyes on the next.
Carmax Jax are trying to put up a fight, but they are unable to stop the onslaught. That is endgame.
Feral Hogs just not caring about anything right now.
Feral Hogs was feeling
got a
very
GA.
safe.
She's
Very
just hanging
safe.
out. Endgame will take the dub over YasuHo. And so it seemed like Endgame really was definitely in the driver's seat for most of that game, but it was just very hard for them to actually take down objectives and finish off YasuHo. Much in part to Punker Legend and just the immense front line from both sides, drawing out these team fights.
Punker Legend just could not reach the back line consistently and safely enough, despite the dive potential coming in with Warwick, Leona, and Ornn all trying to match up with Punker. But it seemed like there was some slight, not miscommunications, but it just weren't synced on the way that they were engaging fights, so that Punker Legend's Katarina could go rampant in these fights, because there was no way for Punker to stick long enough to Feral Hogs' Caitlyn, to Scurbs' Ari, in order to make that work.
And if you look at the damage charts, it really kind of sums up what was happening. The Feral Hogs and Punker Legend really just battling it out here on just the raw amounts of damage that they were able to put out.
34,000 on the side of their Caitlyn.
Well, Scurb has a significant amount of damage as well. But at the end of the day, it is Endgame comes out victorious over YasuHo.